Hi again, everyone. As you'll see in this video, there is no one method or way that is the silver bullet to encourage entrepreneurship in our rural communities. Perhaps the most important underlying facet is to build on each community's strengths and willingness to engage in economic development in a certain area.
Hi, I'm Patricia Macklin with the Rural Development Division. Economic development has broadened from being mere job creation and attracting industry to encompassing quality of life issues. Recently, 4 rural Alberta communities piloted the Business Vitality Initiative, a planning tool that recognizes the encompassing nature of economic development and the pivotal role that entrepreneurship plays in that development. Mike Stolte from the Centre for Innovative and Entrepreneurial Leadership led the town of Vulcan through the Business Vitality Initiative process.
He came to our community, went through 2 meetings within the town of Vulcan, and leading them through a process where they evaluated the business environment and social environment and policy environment, I guess I'll say, from the government side of our community. And out of that came up with some action plans that our community could proceed with in terms of trying to deal with some of the issues and challenges that had been addressed. The people who were invited to attend these meetings were representative of 50% business community, 25% general public, and 25% town council or local politicians. And I think that gave a very good representation. The first meeting we had 60 people attend. The second meeting I think we had 35. So I think the attendance was very good. After the 2 meetings, there were 3 action plans that were prioritized. One is Main Street revitalization. The second is finding ways to bring tourists across the tracks into downtown Vulcan. And the third is to look at ways to attract needed businesses within the community. The Business Vitality Initiative is contributing to the community by providing a means of having businesses look at their own community and see what more they can do. There's several things that are happening within the community, and especially on the tourism side, that they have potential in order to, increase their business, form new ideas, just even provide, in partnership with the town, provide some new things happening within the community, and I think it's provided that.
The Business Vitality Initiative is just one tool communities can use. As you will have noted from the video of Westlock's experience with the First Impressions Community Exchange, the FICE program helps communities generate new ideas for economic development by revealing their strengths and limitations through the eyes of a first-time visitor. Tapping into the local community's needs, ideas, and capacity is a vital component of economic development. The Hannah Learning Centre is an example of an organization that takes point in giving life to those needs and ideas.
We really have been an incubator for services because we're a human services centre, so people are walking in our door. People in the community, really, when they don't know where to ask the question, they always come to us. Because that happens, we're in this unique position of being able to identify gaps, service gaps, or emerging needs. We also did that with the current economic development officer position. We started that with a partnership between the Learning Centre and the Chamber of Commerce and the town of Hannah. We went to the town of Hannah and said, we're seeing these emerging business support needs, and we can provide some business learning needs, but there needs to be somebody to work with business. And so we hired somebody and provided all the location, the supports and everything, and that actually grew into the current Economic Development Officer position. Eventually the town recognised the need for those services and incorporated it into their own business. One of our newest initiatives was an investigation into business incubation services, and we brought together stakeholders from the community and ended up actually just forming a networking group. So now we have a networking group of the Community Futures and municipalities, special areas, and the Learning Centre. And we discuss issues arising related to business and how we can provide supports, what sort of learning opportunities, what sort of service gaps, things like that. And each person from the table takes away the piece that's relevant to their particular piece of business support in the community. So that we think that will be helpful in meeting service needs.
The internet has become a critical piece of business development for rural entrepreneurs. However, making use of technologies beyond the internet can be an important component of economic development.
The Vulcan Innovation Project is sustaining rural development through technology. Began by taking up the challenge that was provided to rural communities and looking at ways to use the SuperNet, and also to address the fact that we as a rural community needed to keep moving forward in this technology-based society that we're living in. The second component of it is to provide a technology resource to the community. So we've hired a community technology facilitator, and the intent of having that individual is to work with businesses and organizations to in such things as the actual hardware within their businesses, but also providing information to them on how they can use technology to better their business, whether it be to expand their markets, make them more efficient within their business.
One example I can give of where I've been able to come in and provide assistance is probably with the Vulcan Waste Commission. They came to me with a very specific need of needing some security put in at their site. They actually have 4 or 5 sites within our county that they operate in. And so we're running a pilot program right now here at the Vulcan Waste site where we're putting in surveillance equipment and looking at some of the more unique possibilities with video surveillance and analytics, being able to have the equipment report back if there is a break-in, or if you wanted to fine-tune it to something where maybe you have a person working on site and they're injured and they fall down, and we can actually have the equipment notify somebody that somebody has fallen down and there's no movement, and the camera can actually pick that up and report that back to somewhere.
Sometimes a lack of capacity has been identified as a challenge preventing communities from moving forward with economic development. But Vulcan and Hannah used available tools and organizations to mobilize knowledge and experience within their rural communities. Utilizing local networks and knowledge combined with technological sophistication, a competitive local economy is possible. The future of our rural Alberta communities will involve harnessing the passion, imagination, and resources of community people.